And we are back, and I am at the Ross booth, and I am so excited to be here today with Karen and Christine. And what's cool is that we are actually standing on their stage that they have constructed for NAB booth. And so can you talk a little bit about what you're showing off here today?
Yeah, definitely. So today we spent the last few years working on this little robot behind me.
A robot.
Oh, yeah, it's so cool. So, well, when I say we, I mean more my team have been working on this. I'm just taking all the credit for it. But my team have been amazing. They've developed this robot, so completely revolutionary for the market. It answers a lot of the customer problems. So yeah, and we've had some really positive and good feedback from customers.
And did the robot have a name? Was that what you were about to say?
Well, it's called Artimo, so which is kind of after my dad, but I haven't told him that because I'll never be able to speak to him again. So his name's Artimo. It's all about art in motion and how it moves and is smooth and things like that.
Very cool, very cool. And Christine, you're with Ross as well. You both are with Ross. And what are you excited about? Is it the robot as well, or?
We have so many products that we're showing today. Robot for sure is exciting. We are launching Dante support in our Ultrix router, which has been a huge ask for customers, and now we have it. We're launching our NDI switcher, which has again been a huge ask for customers, as well as other NDI integrations. So yeah, it's pretty exciting to be able to talk to customers and offer them what they've been asking for this whole time.
Well, I mean, based on this turnout here, which you can't see behind you, but there are so many people on your booth, so I think you're doing pretty well with the products that you're showing off and the demand. So this is not your first NAB, right? Neither of you. Karen and I actually did an NAB, a couple NABs together once upon a time, and Christine, it's not your first NAB either. So what are you finding is different or the same of this year's NAB?
I've had a little wander around, and I found that there's particularly, some people that I know, there's not that many revolutionary new things. There's still a lot of talk about AI and where that's going to go and what people want to do with that. And I think people are more comfortable with AI, so they're kind of coming out with more ideas and things. So I've been talking to people about AI and cloud. That's kind of probably the two main things that have come to me, and obviously my robot.
Obviously a robot, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know that, like Karen said, that there's anything that I've seen that's been, I think is going to be a game changer. But again, like a lot of feature updates and things that just make the products that are out there more usable for, existing workflows for sure.
Yeah. And I think, I do think that AI is obviously part of the conversation, but in terms of like the workflows and cloud, I think that's where we're starting to see some of that, right? Is how is that being integrated and really making that more efficient workflow? Is there any AI in the robot at all?
There's not any AI in the robot, but we do have so initially it was facial tracking, but we're launching here body tracking as well. So yes, we do have AI that works with all our robots. So yeah.
Can you talk about the body tracking?
Yeah, we can. So we teach our AI on faces, so it's not recognition as such. So what we've done now is taught it on bodies, and the idea there is that we have a virtual head. So the scenario, somebody's walking across the stage and their head is obscured or their face is obscured for some reason, so therefore they lose the tracking. That's kind of what happens. So, but in this new 2.0 release, we now do the tracking, so it places a virtual head there. So even if your head is obscured, it assumes your head is still connected, so it will still go in the same direction. So when your head comes back into the shot, it'll automatically find it, and it still continue to track you in the frame that you wanted it to be in.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's actually really cool, right? I mean, that's fun.
Unless you find a headless person, obviously that's not so much fun.
That would not be fun. But I think that tracking, and just kind of as we see what new media platforms are coming out and the way that you're consuming content, I think tracking is going to become so integral into that workflow. And so even though, you're looking at it from like that production standpoint, I think when we look at it in post and what is actually going to be consumed by the customer, the user at home, we are going to see more tracking kind of applied to it to kind of create more of an experience for, people. So Christine, what are you liking about the show this year?
I mean, everybody who's coming in has been super excited. We were kind of laughing yesterday, first day of the show, just the number of people, running to be on the show floor and be first and see those new products. So it's really nice to see everybody, really coming back to the show and getting really engaged with, the industry in general.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think one of the things, too, that I've noticed is that it does feel to be more global again this year, which is exciting. I think last year, there was more of that return to NAB, but now we're even seeing even more of that from all parts. All right.
Definitely. And I would definitely say, like from a European contingent, we've seen a significant, I had to do an interview in German, but that was entertaining because I can't speak German. So, but yeah, so you're right. We are seeing a lot of people, more of a global audience coming in. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today. We're just so excited to be able to see a robot in person and on the floor and see some of that tracking. Really looking forward to seeing that in action.